Alright, just wanted to give a little quick update here on the book. The book is really turning out good. Gotten through a lot faster than I had originally thought that I would. So that's really awesome. The subject matter is definitely a very serious subject, a very serious topic, one that can get easily confused, one that can be easily misinterpreted, and of course the propaganda is real. This we know, and the propaganda it's all surrounding around the theory that David Crowley is guilty, when obviously he has never been proven guilty, cannot be proven guilty, and never will be proven guilty. So therefore, then the question is, why are we acting like he is guilty? Why should we believe that he is guilty when there's no evidence that shows that he is? So that's where we are. That's where we were 5 years ago, and that's where we're going to be 5 years from now, most likely, unless we can get the case reopened. And I think we need to do whatever we can to try to get the case reopened. There is no failure. Failure is not an option in this case. By keeping the case going, by keeping the truth alive, that is a victory. Every day is another victory for us. When we make sure that we are fighting for truth, that we are letting people know that we are not going to just go quietly into the night, that we are going to be here until it can be proven that David Crowley is guilty, or until the case is reclassified, renamed, whatever you want to call it. Until that day, it's just, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to be silenced. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be stopped. The truth is on our side. The truth is not on the side of the Apple Valley Police and their fictitious conclusion that David Crowley is guilty, and a conclusion based solely on the fact that they can't find anyone else. They didn't look for anyone else. So if you don't look, you won't find. So I think they're hoping that a lot of people will just not look for the truth, will not look for what happened in this case, and that this case will simply die off. The Gray State team can then go and make money off of David Crowley's work, and can pretty much accomplish what they've been accusing us of doing for the last 4 or 5 years. So it's not, the burden of proof is on the accuser. It's not on us. It's not if we can't prove David Crowley, we can't prove anybody else, then it must be David Crowley. Truth doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. And I know some would like it to work like that, or that's the only thing that they can do, is just say, well, if you can't prove anybody else did it, then it must be David. That's lazy. That's lazy. It's not truthful. It's bullshit. And it can be frustrating, because obviously there's a lot more to this. Now, we could get way off into theories and everything, but you have to remember, the official theory is a conspiracy theory, because you have all of these people conspiring to accuse David Crowley of being guilty. So yeah, that frustrates me too. The whole pack theory thing. Well, that would be a conspiracy between David and his wife to kill their daughter and kill themselves. No proof of that either. But it hasn't stopped many people from trying to keep those fictitious lies, to keep those lies going for whatever reason, for whatever purpose. I don't know what the purpose is, but I know that it's not true. There's a few things in this case that we do know are true. What is in the document, what the DNA tests show, what the autopsies show, and none of it really shows you why David Crowley is obviously guilty. Therefore, it leads back to the question is that he's not, right? So the David Crowley questions will continue. This story will live on. And I do believe that one day justice will be served. Justice will come. It's just a matter of time. And and it's just a matter of getting the right people into the right places and putting the right puzzle pieces into effect. So we've been in the Justice for David Crowley Facebook group. We've gotten a lot of people that are commenting, that are sharing their views, sharing their ideas, and researching. And that's very powerful, because we need that. We need real researchers. We need real people who are going to spend some time sincerely trying to find out the truth here, not just focus on some of these wedge issues and some of the issues that really don't really matter, or are just there to distract us, there to deter us, and are there to intimidate us. And none of that's going to work. It hasn't worked yet. It's never going to work, and we're going to make sure that it doesn't work. So I want everybody to keep up the good fight. Don't forget what the purpose of the group is, what our goal is, what our mission is. It's very clear, and that's been true ever since this case started. You know, it's never been about a conspiracy theory or the government killed David or anything like that. It's always been just about what they say, what the evidence points to, and where we go from there. So that's where I'm focused. I hope that's where all of our good researchers are focused too. There's nothing wrong with going with your gut and thinking, well, you know, man, I've looked at everything and I really think this is what happened. I really think this theory is accurate. That's fine. Follow that trail. Follow that rabbit hole. Because there seem to be many rabbit holes, many spider webs. In this case, it's been a long one. 5 years. 5 years. And we have made progress. We made a lot of progress. And we will continue to make progress as long as we don't give up, as long as we don't stop, as long as we don't give in to the bullshit theories, as long as we don't give in to the distractions. Stay focused on it, stay focused on the facts, stay focused on the case, and stay away from toxic people. Stay away from the people that are obviously just there just to stir up crap. Those people are always going to be around, and this case is way too important to put any type of focus, any type of meaningful thoughts onto such just ignorant behavior. And thankfully, that is a very, very small portion of people. So I'm not worried about it. I don't think anybody else is really worried about it either. It's just whatever it is, whatever they want to do, wherever you want to go with it. I'm going to go towards truth. I'm going to keep seeking that. Like I said, the book, I've gotten a lot further on this book right now than I thought that I would be. I'm in the final stages, really, here. So much so that I might even have time. I know I'd like to have the book out by January 17th. I might even have time to have an audio version out by that time. Maybe. Because I would like an audio version of the book. Maybe each chapter broken up into its own audio section or something. I'm not really sure. But a few months ago, that didn't seem like I was going to have time for that. Didn't seem like that was going to be a possibility for maybe another year or so. But like I said, the book, the latest draft with the research documents, it's 262 pages. So it's not a hard read. It's not, a lot of people should be able to get through quickly. I think a lot of it will be just regurgitated stuff that everybody's already heard. Obviously, if you've read the documents, if you've read anything that I've written, posted, the videos, all that, you pretty much already know what's in the book. There's not going to be any big hidden secrets or anything like that, and it's not meant to be. It's meant for researchers. It's meant for people who want to get quickly caught up on this case. It's meant for as a reference guide, and I really hope it's one day it's going to get put into the right person's hands that's going to say, you know what, we need to look into reopening this case. And that includes law enforcement of some kind. somebody in a government spot, I don't know, someone who can help get the case reopened. That's what I pray for, and that's what I would ask people to pray for. Let's get this into the right hands. Like I said, it's just a matter of time. We've already have victory over victory over victory because we keep the case going, and we don't just settle for laziness, for the lazy investigation. We read the documents. We know what's in there. We know what the DNA tests show. We know what the officials say when they talk about they went through everything and couldn't find any motive, any reason why this happened. It's a big deal. So it's been quite the journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this case goes from here. So we are, like I said, we're in the final steps of the book. It's pretty much just, maybe one more proof, and then finalizing the artwork and all that, and should be good to go. It's all done already, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy to get this part done, because this is like a big hill. It's just a big mountain to climb, and I think it's gonna be it's gonna take a lot of that burden off of me, and I hope it helps people. I really do hope that it helps, and I hope it's not confusing but I hope it's a good resource, a good book for resources, so people can just get caught up quickly on this case, because we do have many people continually, even now, new people coming to this case, wanting to learn about what people's views are and why they believe this, why they believe that. So we need that. We need, I'd like to see other books too. I don't think that just because I've written one book, I don't think that this should be the only book out there on the Crowley case. So I hope that other members of the group, other truth seekers, people that are looking for truth, will consider writing their own book on this case too. This very powerful case, and this very a very disturbing case when you look at the way that David Crowley was handled, and the way that this whole case was handled is not how investigators should handle a case like this so quickly. And that's one of the biggest things, and I hope that they learn from that. I really do. I hope that other investigators look at what they did wrong and don't make the same mistakes that they made. So that's what I really hope. I really hope that happens. Now, we're going to do another live show this Sunday, coming up this Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. This will be on the Gray Stage YouTube channel, and we're going to try to go over the notebook, whatever you want to call it, in David's office, the one that had the writing, submit to Allah now, open the Rise most latest version. So there's 59 pages. This was an 80-page notebook, and there's only 59 pages in it. There's blood on several pages, blood on more pages than I thought, blood on more pages that is actually mentioned in the final reports. So it's very important to look at these and see where the blood is, what was written on these pages, what this notepad was used for, because it was used for many things. It looks like it started out as kind of a cookbook. It was a budget book at first, and it kind of ends as a cookbook. David has his writings in the middle of it, some B-roll footage, stuff for Gray State Project, some interesting stuff that I didn't really feel necessary to put in the book. So I'm hoping once we go through this Sunday, if there's anything that I missed or anything that should be in the book, then I'll try to add it in there if I can. The only other thing that I know that I forgot to add was David's mom. What I forgot to add about David's mom was that the fact that she died a few months later. So I will be adding that into the book somehow, some way, somewhere. The last chapter, the gray shame, the last chapter that was a tough one. That was the one. I mean, it was 37 pages just by itself. It's definitely the longest chapter by far, and the most confusing one for me, because the original idea was to have it as a timeline. I kind of backtracked on that, and then now I went back to that. So when people read that book, when they read that last chapter, the gray shame chapter, it's probably gonna be, it might be a little difficult for people to read, like, what the heck is going on, like, what is this, what you're gonna hear from multiple people, and there's no it's not a cohesive story. It is a timeline of dates, because the dates are the most important. Who saw David last, who saw the family last, when, why, where, what, and how. And I think people will find that very interesting. I found it very interesting. Up until some of those last days, Kamel was still texting with one of her friends, still talking about moving, still talking about future plans, working on Gray State. She was going to write a book. All of this stuff that clearly shows that David and Kamel were planning for the future, not planning to end their life, all the way up until late December. And the police know this, the authorities have all this stuff, but yet we're still supposed to just think that just disregard all that, disregard David Crowley talking with Jason Allen, and I believe December 16th or so, and David wanted Jason Allen to be an executive producer on the Gray State TV series, all the way up until December 16th, December 17th. But we're supposed to just think that sometime after that, for whatever reason, David Crowley snaps and kills his family. I mean, knowing what's in those documents, it's hard to buy that. I'm having a hard time buying that, and I know that I'm not the only one too. So thanks everybody. I really appreciate all of your support and help, the criticism, the constructive criticism, and the ever-going struggle to find the truth and to get this family justice. God bless you all, and we'll talk soon.